Tonight's video is going to be a show and tell of my graded Mickey Mantle cards. I've done a couple of other videos of some of my graded stuff, so now it's kind of the cream of the crop. I had a junior high school teacher who, instead of call it show and tell, he'd call it bring and brag. So hopefully this doesn't look like bragging. It's just I enjoy sharing my stuff with viewers, and so hopefully enjoy. Going to start from the newest mantle and work our way back. The first one's actually not graded yet. I did crack it out of a, well, let's do that one third out of these first three. So my first two are 69 mantles. So a lot of these, most of these I got raw and then sent to get graded. You can see by the older PSA holder. This I got graded probably a decade ago. So it only got a 2. I can't remember what was the issue, but I was a little disappointed. I mean, for a 2, it has beautiful eye appeal. So then a few years after that, I bought another raw one and got a 69 mantle, and that one got a 5. So I was happy with that. I mean, none of my mantles are really earth-shattering high grade. They're mostly mid to low grade, but you know, that's all I could afford raw. And then now I cracked this out of a BGS 3.5, and I'm going to send it to PSA as soon as they open up again. I finally got, a few years ago, I got a white letter version. So again, this was a BGS 3.5. I'll probably put them in for PSA of maybe 2.5 or 3 that I'd like to get in a PSA holder. So it's the rarer white letter, where his last name is in white versus yellow. So see, this one says last name in yellow, so this is a last name in white. So I got a good deal on this in a BGS holder. So I just cracked that out, and we'll send that off to get graded soon. Next are some of my favorite. I love the multiplayer mantle cards. So this 68 Superstars with Killebrew, Maze, and Mantle got a 6. And this one got a 6. Again, some of these I had graded a while ago. This is, I think this was from one of my more recent grading reveals. I was really excited this got a 6. And then this one got a doggone 8. It's one of my favorites. I think it's probably my yeah, it is my highest graded card that has mantle on it. So this 68 Topps Superstars got an 8, or is an 8. Like I said, this is not a new reveal. I'm just running through all my mantle cards. And this 68 mantle is just razor sharp. The base card, the base 68 mantle. And I only imagine if it was not this off center. I'm actually surprised it got a 6, because that is way off center. If this wasn't off center, this could be an 8, because everything else is just sharp, sharp, sharp. The corners, the edges, the color, the surface are just gorgeous. So you can see that centering right there. So, and then same with this 68 mantle. This also got a 6 because of centering, not quite as badly centered. So another 68 mantle and a 6. This is one of the last base mantles I got. Just, I don't know why, this is not one of my favorite mantles. It's just kind of plain. So the 67 mantle is a 5, PSA 5. And now going back to, for a long time, this was my favorite. I think I have a couple more of these raw. All the ones I sent in, I could not get a 5. So 66 mantle, just love how he's just standing there, just gripping the bat, and I don't know why the kind of reddish orange of the name on the bottom and the stripe across the right there. I really like it in contrast to the Yankees uniform. So this one's a PSA 3. And then another one that I sent in at one point a while ago, this got a 4. And my other 66 Mantle graded is also a 4. Now, what has become probably my favorite 60s set is the 65. And here's my 65 Mantle, which I bought raw at some point for nowhere near what the heck these raw ones cost now. You can see again with the older PSA holder that it was a while ago I had this graded. This is a 4, PSA 4, 1965 Mantle. Pretty sharp for a 4. So a lot of these I got on eye appeal, even though I thought, you know, maybe some had some corner wear and things like that, but I'm just pleased with how they look. 64, this is one of my favorite. Like I said, I love all the multiplayer Mantle cards. The 64 AL Bombers with Maris, Cash, Mantle, and K-Line is a 4, PSA 4. And this one's a PSA 5, same card. And I do have one in a BGS holder that I'm going to cross over. I believe it's a 6.5, 6.5. So I might cross that over to PSA, hoping to get a 6. And this is another just becoming more and more of one of my favorite Mantles. It's just, this 64, it's just, what a classic old school card look. So this 64 Mantle base card is a 5. And now this one I remember I bought raw, I'm going to say in 2010. Paid $50 for it back then raw. And it's a 6.5. So this is one of my favorites, just a nice grade on this. Another super sharp Mantle. And now we're working our way back to 1963. Bomber's Best. Again, multiplayer with Tresh, Richardson, and Mantle. This is a PSA 5. And then this one I picked up, I want to say, way back in like 06, 05 or 06, maybe even further back than that actually. This 63 base Mantle is a 4.5. But pretty sharp. Now, going to the 62s, we'll start with the Switch Hitter Connects. I was really happy that this got a 5 in one of my, I think it was last year, revealed this in my PSA reveal. So that's a 5 on that 62. And then a few of these, again, multiplayer Mantles are my favorite. This is just classic with him and Mays. But I don't have one higher than a 4, so this one's a 4. And I have a couple raw. I don't think they're actually as nice as these. This one I was kind of disappointed, got a 4, is a 4, but it's all right. It's beautiful though. And then the 62 All-Star in a 5. And the 62 base in a PSA 3. And then my other 62 base in a 5, PSA 5. And then now, I think this is out of order. Nope, that's a 61, yeah. So the 61 MVP. I don't have the 61 All-Star. It's way overpriced. I saw one on eBay. I think it's a 4. the 61 All-Star, and I think it books for 150, and the guy has it at like 450. Just, I mean, way overpriced, but I may never be able to get a 61 All-Star of a Mantle, so, but this is the 61 MVP in a 4. And here's the 61 base in a 4. Now this is one of also my favorite All-Star, Mickey Mantle All-Stars. This is 1960 All-Star. A little disappointed that at the time I got this graded, it got a 4. I mean, it's pretty darn sharp. Might be like surface issues, but so it's a 4. And then my base 60 in a 5. Now to 59. Have the All-Star in a 4. This was a crossover, I think, from an SGC 4. Crossed it over and it got a 4 from PSA. It's super sharp. I don't see what took it down to that. I don't see a crease or anything, but it's just beautiful eye appeal. One of my 59 base cards in a 2. And 59 base card in a 3. Now this next one, 58 All-Star, was probably my favorite Mantle card overall for a long time. I don't know why. I think the red just pops. It's really neat, and just, you know, in his follow through after his swing. 58 All-Star in a 5. And now this could be, I keep saying everything's my favorite, but this definitely is way up there as one of my favorite cards. The World Series batting foes, just a classic photo of him and Aaron. So 1958 foes in a 4. And then I have this one in a 6, and I actually have another 6 that's in a display up on my wall. So I'm really lucky to have 2 of these in a 6. And this is one of them. Now 58 base, I bought this raw, and this is another one in my next set of 15 gradings to send away. I'm going to send this off. I do have one which might be a little higher grade. Look at that, just sharp color. So I have one in a 4 that I had graded a long time ago. This one might get a 3. This 4 only got a 4 because there's a gouge in his face right there. If it wasn't for that, this, you know, this would be maybe 5, 5.5. But for what I paid for this way back then, I'm happy with that. So that 58 Mantle, beautiful Mantle in a 4, and then this one's going to be graded soon. This one I did buy graded. You know, it's the nicest that I could afford. So this is just such a cool, I mean, just a piece of history looking into their dugout in the mid-50s. So this Mantle and Berra, Yankees power hitters, last card in the set from 57 is in a 3.5, PSA 3.5. And then also same with this one. I bought this one already graded because just raw copies were just so expensive. But this is pretty darn sharp for 3.5. So I mean, just beautiful. Even though the numbers, you know, only showing a 3.5, it's just the eye appeal. I think just looks a lot nicer than what the grade says. And this is one of my 56 Mantles. The other one is lucky to have it in a 5, and it's in my 56 set that I'm trying to have completely graded. I'm about a third of the way done, maybe a quarter, getting that totally graded. So this 56 Mantle, classic card in a 3. Now this one baffles me. I mean, you guys can stop and see if you can see it. I still have yet to be able, I mean, it has a few creases, so, I mean, I was hoping for a 2 or a 3, but I mean, no, 3 is not realistic with this many creases. There's like 3 in the front, 1 on the back. But I got a 1 with a mark, and I still have not been able to find the mark. So this 55 Bowman in a 1 with a mark qualifier. You know, I thought it was up here, but that's part of the design of the glove up there. So that's not it. I don't see the mark. But still, it's crazy. Even in a 1 with a mark, I mean, this is, you know, worth a few $100s. I forgot what I picked it up for, but I bought it raw because I wanted a mantle in this, and it's the nicest example I could afford. But it graded worse than I thought, but still, just a beautiful card to have. And then one of the keys to my whole collection is this 53 mantle that I bought in I think it was an SGC holder. It was an SGC3, and I had it crossed over. Beautiful eye appeal, one of the nicest 3s you're gonna see. Bought it from the original owner, and he said it came out of the pack like this, where it's like it's not really a crease, it's a weird imperfection, weird fold in the back, and I think that's probably what it took it to a 3. Like a factory imperfection where it almost looks like it was just, maybe when it was cut, it kind of was cut and then pressed over an edge or something. But it just, I think if it wasn't for that, this could have a shot at a 4 or 5. But it just, to me, this is more beautiful to me than the 52. I'll never be able to afford a 52 or 51 mantle. I mean, that ship sailed years ago. But I did grab this, I want to say, in 2010. And since then, of course, it's skyrocketed in value over that. So I'm glad I grabbed one of these. I was looking for a good deal on it for a 53 for probably 2 or 3 years on a 53 mantle. And it's just a iconic, stunning card. So I'm happy to have the 53 and a 3. So that's my mantle collection. And enjoyed sharing it with you guys. My next video is going to be just a simple break of a couple of 89 Donruss racks. Let's see, you know, if we get lucky and hit a key rookie, I'd be happy with one rookie out of these 2 packs. So whether it be a Biggio or a Randy Johnson or a Griffey or you know, a few of the others that are in the 89. So thank you for watching. Have a good night.